Hello Year 1 boys and girls, and welcome to Miss Ryman's Phase 4 phonics session. Here you can see some of the high frequency words that we need to know during this phase. Some of these words are very tricky words, like were. We can't sound them out, that's what makes them tricky. Some of the other words we can decode, we can sound out. And some of these have the adjacent consonants that we're going to be working on in today's session. An example of a word with an adjacent consonant is just. It's got st, the two adjacent consonants at the end. Another one is help, ulp, adjacent consonants at the end. Another word is from, f, r, o, has the adjacent consonants f, at the beginning. And another one is went. Can you have a look? Are the adjacent consonants at the beginning or at the end of this word?
The main challenge in this phase is to help children to blend and segment words with adjacent consonants. To blend is to put the sounds together to say or read them, and to segment is to sound the words out. We've got two more examples of adjacent consonants here. We've got a t, in truck, and we've got the ulp at the end of help. These adjacent consonant phonemes can both be heard when you say the word, which makes them different from the digraphs we've been working on in phase 3. A digraph is two letters that make just one sound. For example here, a, I together make the digraph A. And when we say A, we can't hear the A and the I. That's what makes this a digraph and is different from the adjacent consonants here because we can hear the individual sounds of t, So here we've got a digraph, r, ain. So again, if I was going to put the sound buttons on, it would be ain, rain. These adjacent consonant phonemes can both be heard when you say the word, which makes them different from a digraph. Two letters make one sound. Your child will also be familiar with trigraphs, three letters that make one sound, as in I. We've got I, g and h. You can't hear the separate sounds there, so this is a trigraph. And it's used in words like l, I, t, light. Here's another example of using the I trigraph, but here we have two adjacent consonants. So we have f, I, t, fright. As you can see here, in phase 4, children are taught to further manipulate the phonemes and graphemes they have already learnt. Many of the words children explored in phase 2 and phase 3 were monosyllabic, words of one syllable, for example, cat or net. In phase 4, children explore more polysyllabic words, words containing more than one syllable. Many of the words in phase 2 and 3 required children to blend approximately 3 sounds together in order to read them. Phase 4 requires children to blend an increasing number of sounds together in order to read and write. Okay, boys and girls, are you ready to join in? Here we've got some longer words, and all these words have 2 syllables. So first of all, we're going to read the words and we're going to clap the syllables. So are you ready? Lunchbox, windmill, treetop, starlight. And you can hear when you clap that all of these words have 2 syllables. Obviously, some words have more syllables. For example, the word different. If we were to say that slowly and clap the syllables, we would get more. Ready? Different. And again, different. So we can hear 3 syllables in that word. But let's concentrate on these words. Okay, so have a little go with your pen and pencil and write lunch and then box. So first of all, we have to sound out l, nch, lunch, then box, box, lunchbox. Then have a go at writing windmill, but first write wind and then write mill. Then have a go at writing tree and then top, and together that's tree top. And then at the end have a go at star and light and put those together for starlight. Please pause the video if you want to spend a little longer practicing writing these words. After you've written your word list, you can then have a go at some simple dictation, which is basically a grown-up giving you a sentence and you trying to write it down. For example, you put a shampoo sandwich in my lunchbox. We can hear lots of words there with 2 syllables. We can hear shampoo, shampoo, sandwich, sandwich, lunchbox, lunchbox. Again, if you want to take your time, pause the video while you practice writing. I'm going to say the sentence one more time. You put a shampoo sandwich in my lunchbox. And please remember that sentence starts with a capital letter and finishes with a full stop. Now, boys and girls, if you found it tricky to hear the adjacent consonants in those words that you've just practiced, we're going to have a little activity now that's going to help us to see and listen and write down when those adjacent consonants are next to each other. So on your piece of paper, on the back or another piece of paper, I'd like you to write 10 first. T-e-n, 10, and you can see it on my board. Once you've written the word 10, I want you to put an extra letter on the end. I want you to add a T on the end here and have a little think what word that then becomes. T-e-n-t, tent, t-e-n-t, tent. Okay? So here we've broken it down and we can hear the 2 adjacent consonants at the end. Next word, I'd like you to write sin. S-I-N. S-I-N. This time I'd like you to add a kicking k on the end. Now remember, if you can do a shoelace kicking k, you please have a go. If you still find the shoelace kicking k tricky, then have a little go at that one at the end. Ready? S-I-N-k, sink. Can we see here the adjacent consonants at the end? And now it's made the word sink. Next, I'd like you to have a go at writing the word men. M-e-n, men. And then on the end, this time, I want you to add a d. M-e-n-d, mend. So here the adjacent consonants are again at the end. In the last activity, we focused on the adjacent consonants at the end of a word. In this activity, we're going to help the children to focus on adjacent consonants at the beginning of the word. So boys and girls, I'd like you on your piece of paper to write the word pot to start off with. P-o-t, pot. And when you've written that, we're going to add a letter S at the beginning. Do you know what word it's going to be now? S-p-o-t, spot. The next word I'd like you to write is rip. R-I-p, rip. When you've written that word, at the beginning of that word, I'd like you to add the letter T. Do you know what word it's going to become now? T-R-I-P, trip. Now I'd like you to write the word top. T-O-P, top. And again, we're going to add a sound at the beginning. And the word it's going to become is st-op, stop. Now let's write the word kip. K-I-P, kip. At the beginning, I'd like you to add a s to this word as well. What will it become? Sk-I-P, skip. skip. The next word I'd like you to write is wig. W-I-G, wig. Once you've written that word, we're going to add a t sound to the beginning, and it becomes t-w-I-g, twig. And the last one I'd like you to write is lap. L-A-P, lap. And then at beginning we're going to add a curly k. And what word does that make? Clap. Well done. Give yourselves a big clap. So now we've done that, we can use all our phoneme and sound knowledge to help us sound out and make even longer words. So you can either carry on writing, or if you've got any of these magnetic letters, you might have some on your fridge, we're going to build with these. So to begin with, I've got two adjacent consonants, g, oo. Then I've got the digraph, ow, g, oo, ow. And then I've got two more adjacent consonants, n, d on the end. What's that word? Yes, g, oo, ow, n, d, ground. The next word I'm going to have a go at has got three adjacent consonants, sp, oo, sp, oo. Ah, I'm going to add an ah, then we're going to add sh, sp, oo, ah, sh, splash. We can make this word even longer by adding an e and a d on the end. So let's sound this one out. Ready? Sp, oo, ah, sh, d, splashed. There you go. Let's have a go at another word. So we've got the adjacent consonants k, oo, and we're going to add an ah and a sh. Do you know what word that's going to be? K, oo, ash, crash. We can make this word longer by adding I and ng. That's a n, and a g together. Ng. K, oo, ash, I, ng, crashing. And now for the last word, we've got three adjacent consonants again, but this time we've got sp, oo, sp, oo, I, sp, oo, I, sprin. Does that sound like a real word yet? Let's try another letter on the end. T, sp, oo, I, sprint. Sprint, to run fast. And we can make it even longer by adding I, g. Let's sound that out all together. Sp, oo, I, sprinting. Well done. Well, that finishes our Phase 4 phonics session for today. I hope you've enjoyed some of the activities. Bye for now. Bye Year 1. See you soon.